January 30th, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage: 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 1 to 19. Key verse. Verse 15. Title: Elijah's Challenge. After many days the word of the Lord came to Elijah, in the 3rd year, saying, Go, show yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. So Elijah went to show himself to Ahab. Now the famine was severe in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, who was over the household. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. And when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, Obadiah took 100 prophets, and hid them by 50s in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said to Obadiah, Go through the land to all the springs of water and to all the valleys. Perhaps we may find grass and save the horses and mules alive, and not lose some of the animals. So they divided the land between them to pass through it. Ahab went in one direction by himself, and Obadiah went in another direction by himself. And as Obadiah was on the way, behold, Elijah met him. And Obadiah recognized him and fell on his face and said, Is it you, my lord Elijah? And he answered him, It is I. Go, tell your lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, How have I sinned, that you would give your servant into the hand of Ahab to kill me? As the Lord your God lives, there is no nation or kingdom where my Lord has not sent to seek you. And when they would say, He is not here, he would take an oath of the kingdom or nation that they had not found you. And now you say, Go, tell your Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And as soon as I have gone from you, the Spirit of the Lord will carry you I know not where. And so, when I come and tell Ahab and he cannot find you, he will kill me, although I your servant have feared the Lord from my youth. Has it not been told my Lord what I did when Jezebel killed the prophets of the Lord, how I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50s in a cave and fed them with bread and water? And now you say, Go, tell your Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he will kill me. And Elijah said, As the Lord of hosts lives, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself to him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and told him. And Ahab went to meet Elijah. When Ahab saw Elijah, Ahab said to him, Is it you, you troubler of Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but you have, and your father's house, because you have abandoned the commandments of the Lord and followed the Baals. Now therefore send and gather all Israel to me at Mount Carmel, and the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who eat at Jezebel's table. Daily Bread Message. There was one faithful man, Obadiah, in the court of wicked King Ahab. God had used him greatly, to save 100 of the Lord's prophets from persecution by Jezebel. Now God wanted to use Obadiah again, to arrange a meeting between Elijah and Ahab. But this was a new challenge to Obadiah's faith. Elijah was famous for being unpredictable, coming and going at any moment according to the Spirit's leading. Obadiah feared that if Elijah did not show up at the time he promised, Ahab would kill him. But Elijah gave his word that he would be there, and Obadiah obeyed. Ahab and Elijah met at the appointed place and time, and Elijah issued a challenge to the prophets of Baal so all Israel could learn who was really God. When we want to do the work of God, we need to work together, which involves depending on and trusting our co-workers. Sometimes this is difficult. But we can overcome doubts by remembering that if we do our part, God will do the rest. Prayer. Father, thank you for using people like Obadiah in wicked environments. Help me be faithful where I am, and when it's my time to speak up, to find courage. One word. A faithful person in a wicked environment.